Hope you're all still awake. A late night mega here. Last time we explored the circle tower. I think we got everything pretty much. So now we just have to actually do the questing stuff. We met with Duncan, the Grey Warden. Now I gotta find his quarters. Okay. One thing I would kind of like, sometimes I feel the mini-map in this game is a little bit too zoomed in. I would like what Final Fantasy 12 had and have like the ability to have a pop-up
Is there
map,
something else I can do for
like
you?
large scale map overlay as you're running around. Then again, I had that in Final Fantasy
When the
12,
king
and I
set
was
out
still
to
getting
call, the
lost even with
Circle of
that.
Ferelden sent only 7 mages to Ostagar. I asked King Kaelin's permission to come and seek a greater commitment from the Circle.
How many do you need?
I hope to place a mage or two within every contingent. I cannot do with just 7. Mages will make all the difference in this battle. The Darkspawn have their own magic, and our resources must exceed theirs.
Darkspawn have magic? I would want to know more about this Darkspawn magic,
I
but
don't
yeah, that's
know.
not an option.
Do you?
Yeah, I'd like to join you.
Then perhaps I shall speak to Irving about this later. Darkspawn are a greater threat than blood mages, even abominations. It takes decades for the world to recover from a blight. I wish the Chantry could see that. We must stop at nothing to defeat the Darkspawn. Listen to me. An old man's rantings can't be very interesting.
I am very interested in what you have to say, Duncan. Old men talking. Oh, have been my whole
You are
life.
too
Okay.
kind.
You've
Once,
seen
in my
someone use
youth,
blood magic.
just
That's an
after I joined the
interesting.
Grey Wardens, I was traveling with my mentor. We encountered a group of Templars hunting a blood mage. They were quite far away, so I cannot be sure of what I saw. He forced some of the Templars to turn on their fellows. It was dreadful to behold. He would have escaped had he not overlooked one Templar who snuck up behind him and cleaved his head in two.
Oh my. Um, I don't know which to go with. Blood magic is
There
evil.
have been mages within the Grey Wardens who have needed to resort to blood magic to deal with the Darkspawn. It is something to consider, certainly.
Interesting. So, Grey Wardens kind of consider like any means
The mages
necessary
whose connection to the
as
Fade has
long as
been
their
severed?
goal is
Why do you ask?
still to defeat Darkspawn and end the blight.
So I've
Huh.
heard. It keeps them and those around them safe. Perhaps the sacrifice is worthwhile. I cannot say.
Okay, well
I
that's.
imagine you don't leave very often, do you?
And Grey Wardens are generally pretty neutral about all topics.
I am not a good source of news, I fear. I am preoccupied with the Darkspawn incursion.
Well, then tell me about. You kind of did tell
Do
me
not
about
let
that.
me keep you.
Alrighty. Well, that's a cool conversation. Oh, and Jowen's back.
I'm glad I caught up to you. Are you done talking with Irving?
Sure. Going
I
through
need to
another
talk to
personal
you.
crisis.
Do you remember what we discussed this morning?
It was last episode, but sure. You were, again, this way. I'm not going to be
We should
rude.
go
He's like
somewhere
my
else.
best
I don't
friend.
feel safe talking here.
Okay.
I've been troubled. I'll explain. Come with me, please.
Like, where are we going to go where that's not like a public place in this circle tower, you know?
We should be safe here.
There's someone else standing right there. Yes.
Not a priest. I am merely an initiate.
Oh, okay.
A few months ago, I told you that I met a girl. This is Lily.
Oh, so he's fallen in love. Oh, apparently this is forbidden. Of course it is. The fat cow is your lover? Wow.
Very funny.
Hey, I was trying to go with like the best option there. Would
Remember
you
I
rather I
said
went
that I
with the
didn't
fat
think they
cow
wanted to
option?
give me my harrowing? I know why. They're going to make me tranquil. They'll take everything that I am from me. My dreams, hopes, fears, my love for Lily. All gone.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
They'll extinguish my humanity. I'll just be a husk, breathing and existing, but not truly living.
How do you know they're gonna do
I
that?
saw the document on Gregor's table. It authorized the right on Jowen, and Irving had signed it.
Ah, I see.
There's a rumor about me. People think I'm a blood mage. They think that making me a circle mage will endanger everyone.
So, are you a blood mage?
Of course not. But it's not safe here for me anymore.
I thought I
I need to escape. I need
should
to destroy
ask.
my phylactery. Without it, they can't track me down. We need your help. Lily and I can't do this on our own.
Give us your word that you will help, and we will tell you what we intend.
This is sounding like quite a scheme here. I think the game's
The
gonna
joy of
force you to
helping
be
a
involved
friend,
if you...
the satisfaction of knowing you prevented a gross injustice.
The repository holds more than phylacteries. Join us, and the artifacts will be yours for the taking.
How much trouble
Aren't
am
you
I
sick
gonna
and
get
tired
into
of
for
the
doing
circle
this?
running your life? You could get out of here with us.
My phylactery has been taken to Denerim. It is not here at the Circle.
You'll be out of here and gone before they can even dispatch a messenger to the city. You're
But then they can
talented
still
and
track
clever.
us,
You
right?
could take your phylactery back from your hunters if you wish. You have so much power. Once you're free, they wouldn't be able to stop you.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very reassuring at all.
I suppose that's fair. But please, give us your answers soon. Time is running out.
But yeah, you're asking quite the big commitment here, Jowen. So let's see, there's actually several things that open up in this quest right now. And hi there.
Yes? Senior Enchanter Leora, in charge of the Circle's laboratory. Is there something you want?
And what's the door over
That
there?
leads to the Circle's cavern storerooms. There are caves running through the rock that the Circle is built upon. But of course, you know this. No, I can't let anyone in there just now.
No, how come?
There are just things in there that I would prefer to keep safe.
So... Yeah, shouldn't they be... what
Sensitive
things?
magical materials and substances, of course. I am in the midst of stock taking, checking inventory, and I can't let anyone in there in case they mess things up. Yes.
But inventory... Yeah, so why are you
Because I
out here not...
am taking a break. I hate the musty smell of caves, and ugh. Look, I'll tell you the truth. Just keep it to yourself. There is an infestation of spiders in
The
the
power of
caves.
persuasion.
I don't know how they got in there, but it's probably my fault. I was promoted to Senior Enchanter less than a fortnight ago, and I don't want anyone to find out. They'll think I'm incompetent.
I'll offer help.
I could use some, I'm sure. I've been too busy with my new duties. I haven't been able to deal with the spiders. If you cleared them out for me, I would owe you a favor. A big one.
Sounds good.
Wonderful. Here is the key. Oh, and be careful in there. I'd really like to keep the damage done to the Circle's property to a minimum.
Of course I'm going to take this quest because it gives us a little mini dungeon to do, gives us some experience, and gives us some items in here. So, to me, that's good enough. That's all the reason I really need to do stuff like this. And if she wants to give me an additional reward, awesome. Now this area, Looks the same as some of the other cave areas we've been in. Now, when she said that this was a stock room, you know, I expected like the whole thing to look like a stock room, not, okay, here's a few shelves and a mile of cave space and then a few more shelves. It's not quite a mile, but look at how much empty space is not being used by stock items. Like, why do we have all this? Why is it a cave structure within the tower like this? Like, we saw the aesthetics of the tower. Where did this cave actually come from? Why is it a cave? And not just actually this is when you said it's a stock room, this is not what I expected with a stock room. When you said there was a spider infestation, I was not expecting spiders the size of me. That's creepy. But alas, all this is what it is. Alright, things to talk about with the spiders. I guess I can talk about the Drain Life skill, because I think this is where I start to notice issues with it. Well, it worked there. Sometimes when I use the Drain Life skill, it doesn't actually damage them, and I find that annoying. Like, it has a chance of missing and not doing anything. I could be just like... I could have just been, like, misimagining things when I was playing this. But I don't think I'm wrong. We already have this. I'll take another one, though. It's stuff. Oh, that music changed. That means they're supposed to be... Oh, there we go. Arcane Bolt. See, there it worked. There's going to be a few times where... And maybe it doesn't happen in this particular dungeon, but maybe it's the next dungeon we go to. That the Drain Life just looks like it does not work.
By the Maker!
And I dislike that aspect of it. Like, if I had known there was a chance that it wasn't going to work, I probably wouldn't have taken that path. But you know what? I often find myself in these sorts of games, especially like Dragon Age and stuff, where I need to customize and do something different than I typically would. Because in Dragon Age 2, I focused mainly on like the ice and fire spells. They were really good. And I didn't want to just do that here if I'm going to end up doing that in Dragon Age 2 or Inquisition when we get to it. So I wanted to do something a little bit different out of my ordinary, but I can't ignore the ice magic. It's just so strong. That is a really weird equipping sound effect. This is a really cool looking staff. I like it. It's better than a giant wooden Harry Potter stick. Alright, which way? We have not been this way. Got a little turn around there. Oh, hi! Do not come down right in front of me like that. Actually, at this point in the playthrough, I was really liking the Drain Life spell. That's nice. And I got turned around again. Because the whole cave aesthetic looks all the same to me.
Be careful now.
Yep, hi there. And Arcane Bolt and Drain Life, and now we basically attacks. So yeah, as you can see, we have a decent amount of mana available to us. That's our blue bar up at the top there. Arcane Bolts. It's not awful, it's just not great. I'll probably be hanging on to it for some time in our main... Basically, we'll have like 6 main spells we'll cast. And, something. See, we've seen that exact scenery in multiple other caves in the other intros. Ah, that drives me crazy. Like, I probably shouldn't be making that big of a deal out of it, but for me, that sort of design is just... To me, it's a signal of a bit of laziness. Like, you couldn't have designed something to look different, so you use, like, the same patterns and stuff, and it's just a turnoff for me. Alright, and our quest is updated because we have killed all of the spiders. That is what our quest will tell us when we go to it here. So yeah, we'll pretty much set things up where we have 6 spells that we cast most often. I do like that format where there's just like this, you got 3 here, and then if I hold one of the triggers, it'll flip to the other 3, and you can rearrange and whichever ones you want where.
Spider's gone.
Yep, they're all gone.
Really? Oh, that's wonderful. You've saved my hide, I'm sure. And I owe you a favor, so if you need anything, I'll be here.
Well, I didn't clean up the dead spiders, they're just dead.
Exactly. I'll be here, keeping the crawlies away.
Alright, so that updates our quest. Now, depending on the order you do things here, like, the conversations will change, but ultimately the end goal is still going to be the same with what happens and how things ultimately play out. So where can we go here? Oh yeah, the quest suggests that we can talk to the first enchanter right now. We can do that. We don't necessarily have to. But you know what? I feel really uneasy about this situation. And maybe just let's verify with the first enchanter about this whole Jowan thing. Maybe without like letting him know what's going on, and see what we can get out of him.
I trust you saw Duncan back to his quarters?
Oh yeah, I did that, didn't I? Kind of got distracted by some other things.
I'm glad you met him. He's a most honorable man.
Indeed. It's my privilege to have met him. Yes, well...
Grey Wardens are peerless warriors who sacrifice all for our sakes. We can learn much from them. Now, did you need something?
Jowan says that he's going to be made tranquil. Why do you have books of blood magic on your desk? When is Jarwin going through his harrowing?
I've
Okay,
removed
let's...
them from the library. I was advised it might be unwise to leave them where any apprentice may read them.
Okay, this circle has been operating for how long? And you're telling me that there were books on blood magic just sitting in your library for how long? Accessible to anyone?
When he is ready.
But, okay, well that didn't.
And how does he know this? I suppose the young initiate he dallies about with revealed it to him. You think I didn't know? I did not become first enchanter by keeping my eyes and ears shut.
Oh my. Why are you doing this? Please, I beg you. I'm not going to beg. So is it true?
It is. Gregor says he has proof and eyewitness testimony that Jowan has been practicing blood magic. I cannot say.
But Jowan told us he
Were it left to
wasn't.
me, things might be different. But the Chantry...
And since he's my friend, I'm going to kind of side with him and think that maybe this was a setup, either by the Templar that doesn't like mages at all, or someone else. So, okay, well let's be a little bit more direct.
What more do you know?
Well, telling you earned me a reward. I don't know if we should be asking for
Your loyalty
rewards
to
at
the
this.
circle is obvious.
But,
Tell me what you know. Your candor will not be forgotten.
but I didn't like the other option right away. Okay.
Yes, she
And I
must
don't think
be
either of
helping
those
him.
options really
She would
matter.
know
They'll
more about the repository than
learn
he
the whole
would.
plan.
Do you know anything else?
Uh, nope. Lily has a plan.
I suspected Lily would tell him of the impending rite if she found out. But I never expected they would have the gall to break into the repository.
Well, they kind of need to destroy his phylactery, so he doesn't get
Reporting him to
chased.
Gregor and the Templars will accomplish nothing beyond what's already planned. If the Circle must punish one of its own, I will see the Chantry done the same courtesy. Lily will not walk free while my apprentice suffers.
That sounds fair. Also, I'm kind of going to Irving because I want to save
If we
my own
mention
hide in
her
this, because
involvement, the
I don't
Chantry
trust that
will
they
think
have
she
this
was
plan thought
framed.
out well enough
No,
where I'm not
she
going
must be
to
caught in the act.
get caught. And if I do, I'm still stuck here because my phylactery is not here anymore. I can't escape with them, even though
If you want
Jowan
to
wants to make it all
survive,
sound
you
rosy
must
in that.
learn the rules and realize that sometimes sacrifices are necessary. Jowan will become tranquil, but Lily must also face the consequences of her actions.
I don't like the
How
idea of
did you
them
learn of their
forcing
plan? Do they
Jowan to
trust you?
become tranquil. Or
Then do
mages in
this.
general.
Learn the plan and offer to help carry out their scheme. With solid proof of their crime, we can act.
Oh, okay.
Go. Convince them you will risk all for their cause. I will be outside the repository with a contingent of Templars. Let them see the mischief into which their initiate led our student. Perform well, and your dedication will be rewarded.
Just for the record, I'm not committed to betraying my friend Jowan here just quite yet, but this is quite the suspicious thing that he's asking of me, quite the big risk he's asking me to take. So I'm just doing a little
Are you
bit
going
of
to help us?
covering my own butt at this point and trying to play both sides. I decided not to help you. I don't think we
Thank
can
you.
actually
We
progress
will
with
never
that
forget
option.
this.
So, tell me your
I can
plan.
get us into the repository, but there is a problem. There are 2 locks on the phylactery chamber door. The first enchanter and knight commander each hold 1 key. But it is just a door. There is power enough in this place to destroy all of Ferelden. What's a door to mages?
Okay.
What if it is? We have to try. I once saw a rod of fire melt through a lock. You could get one from the stockroom, but Owain doesn't release such things to apprentices.
Well, then, so that's what they need me for.
We
They
should stay
need
here.
me to get a fire
One
rod.
mage at the stockroom will attract less attention than a mage, an apprentice, and an initiate.
Good idea.
Good luck. Our prayers go with you.
I mean, to me, it sounds like at this point, Jowan just wants to not be confined to this life in the circle and maybe just like give up magic, but not become tranquil and give up his emotions. I can totally get that.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom
And
of
just
magical
wants to
items.
be
My
free and
name
go
is Owain.
live
How may
a
I
life
assist you?
outside of the circle and like own a farm or something and be with the one he
Lords
loves,
of Fire
Lily.
serve many purposes.
I don't see an issue with
Why
that.
do you wish to acquire this particular item?
Research into a burning thing. What can it be used for? I'll start with question.
Some mages require them for their research. Others merely want to light fireplaces.
Oh, okay, then it's my research. I'm not going to ask a question like Melter, because that will make
Here
things
is the
suspicious.
form, request for Rod of Fire. Have it signed and dated by a senior enchanter. I will release a rod to you once I have the signed form.
Okay, and so
Thank you.
this form What we could do is we could take it to the other first enchanter that we helped clean out the stock room, and she could sign it, and because she owes us, and she wouldn't ask too many questions about it. Or we can go and talk to Irving, since he already knows about the plan. I'll
You
just
are
have him
back.
sign it
Has something
and not
gone
get
wrong with the
the
plan?
other enchanter involved in any way.
A rod of fire. Why do you... I understand. Trying to break through the door this way. Interesting.
What's interesting?
The phylactery chamber door is warded and resists all magic worked upon it.
Okay, so you want us to carry this out, so give me some help here.
Not easy breaking into a locked chamber, is it? Still... yes. The phylactery chamber shares a wall with the artifact vault. Age and dampness seeping up from the ground have weakened a segment of it. You can break down this part of the wall to gain entrance into the chamber.
Okay, how do we do
We
that?
have an old Tiventa device in the vault. It may have been used for defense, or possibly entertainment. It amplifies spells. Use the rod on this artifact, and aim it at the wall.
Why is that even in there? Questions for later.
The repository is deep within the tower. It's unlikely anyone will hear anything except a muffled rumbling. Besides, odd noises are quite commonplace here.
Fair enough. Again, just trying to make
One
sure
more
all
thing.
bases are covered.
Do not be quick to suggest there is another way in. I don't want Lily and Jowan to suspect.
Well, neither
Make it
do
seem
I.
like you came up with the idea yourself. Here is the form with my stamp. Owain will release the rod to you now.
Alrighty. So, yeah, we're gonna have to, like, pick a side at some point.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain.
I mean,
How may I
ideally for
assist you?
me, I have the Rod of Fire thing signed. Ideally
Everything
for
looks to
me,
be in
you know,
order.
Jowan can
Here is
escape,
the rod you
we won't be in
requested.
trouble, and we're happy. We're all happy. Well, Templar Boy is probably not going to be happy. But I won't be in trouble, and he'll be free. That's my goal here. So we'll see how that comes together next time. You know, we're gonna leave a haha. There he is. Next time.